why is it so much easier to rap about gay stuff than it is to rap about straight stuff?
So we're so inquisitive.
I know. Maybe it's because we're gay.
Maybe it's because we've explored all the heterosexual options that our mind goes straight to gay thoughts when we're rapping.
You can only rhyme backpack and Cadillac with a bottle of Jack and some crack so many times. You can only do the ack rhymes so much.
Yeah.
Before you're out of rhymes.
I'm always thinking.
Then you got to start saying put a nut roll in a butthole.
Yeah.
And it sounds way freaking better.
Rim job? That's probably why.
Because all of our sound bites are gay.
Rim job? That's the only one we have.
I support it.
Look. Rim job? Rim job? Rim job? Could you hear it? Yeah, that was unfortunate. It sounded like I was getting molested.
That's okay.
Rim job?
Dude, I haven't seen you in like 4 days. What have you been up to?
Slowly getting itchier. My head is so itchy.
Why are you getting so freaking itchy?
Dude, I started taking freaking minoxidil, and now I'm getting that itchy head because I feel like that girl from Letters from Rivka. You know what I'm talking about? That book, Letters from Rivka?
No, what is
where
that?
she goes to Ellis Island. She's got ringworm on her fucking head, and she's like afraid to. She's gonna. And then they had to shave her head on Ellis Island, and then she was afraid. She was always wearing a toboggan, and then she was trying to get into New York, but they wouldn't let her because she got fucking ringworm on her head, and then it started getting itchy. She's like, oh shit, I still got ringworm. She was afraid to take it off. Then she goes through the guards. She's like, I just gotta keep my hat on. Nobody will know. And then they took the hat off, and she was growing her hair back.
I've seen that. What's
It's a book. Letters from Rivka.
Oh my gosh. You've unlocked a memory that I probably read that book in like 5th grade or something.
Letters from Rivka. That's what my head feels like. I'm so itchy because I got ringworm, bitch. That means I'm going to get my hair back. Ringworm means you're getting your hair back. Rim job? Ring job?
So you're taking minoxidil?
Mm-hmm.
And
my heart feels so slow, but my hair grows so fast.
So why does your heart feel slow?
No, it doesn't actually feel slow. What it's supposed to do is say I already had a low heart rate, that would be bad. I'd bottom out and die. But
yikes.
Not really.
It's like a new pair of underwear.
I'm not a doctor. I'm literally just spewing half facts.
Okay. That's fine. That's what this podcast is about.
Today's Pray, all about half facts. Now with our...
Can you explain it a little bit? So basically the half fact about minoxidil.
Dude,
basically,
shit on it.
It was a like a heart pressure or blood pressure medication that they kind of found out that it makes people grow their hair back.
A side effect was hair growth. And they don't know why it happens.
The human body. It's an amazing thing.
Well, I'm assuming it has something to do with blood pressure going to your follicles, but they don't know why because it's slowing your heart rate. So does that mean your blood has more time to kind of explore the space?
Maybe.
It's like, oh man, I'm so glad I'm not rushing so much. Time to explore some follicles. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Maybe, dude.
It's kind of like when you're going through like a city and you have family in that city, but normally when you go through, you don't have a lot of time, but then you have a day to explore. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go see my aunt, whatever. And so my hair follicles are like your aunt in a city you always pass by and you never visit.
So do you think it's going to grow back the hair that has already like completely left the building?
Well, so your hair really doesn't always just leave the building. I don't think it really leaves the building completely. Now, if you're just like too far gone, let's say your hair bulb has died, like you'd have to be pretty far gone for the bulb in the follicle to die, right? So this is kind of like, it's not meant for someone who hasn't had hair for a long time, but it is meant for someone like us. Well, it's not really meant for anyone. It's a side effect. So It's kind of like more experimental, but it does work.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, don't take any medical advice we are giving. It's all conversations between me and Poppy only.
Yeah. And so I'm basically doing it as I'm being the guinea pig for all my clients that are starting to lose their hair. If I start seeing results in 6 months and I have a beard, if I have a beard in 6 months, you know it worked.
Hell yeah.
Regardless of the head factor. If this comes in 6 months or you start noticing differences, it's working.
I'm already a hairy guy to begin with. What would happen if I took it? Double hairy guy?
Double haired, cheeked up.
Dang, man.
On a Thursday afternoon.
I'd be freaking hairy. I'd be a hairy guy.
Every day is a new day.
They would see you walking through the woods and be like, what's the Sam's question?
They'd probably shoot me. You know these freaking hunters nowadays.
With a camera, maybe. They wouldn't shoot you.
Speaking of hunters.
You're too pretty to shoot, baby.
My little brother sent me a picture today. It was him holding a mouse trap with a mouse inside of it.
And it was alive.
No, it was fucking dead.
Oh, he's just like
said,
holding it in
"Look,
his hand?
He was holding the mouse trap with the rat hanging off. And I'm like, ugh. I said, let me guess, you fucking loved killing that thing because you love killing, you little freak. And he said, no, I actually felt a little queasy about this one.
What a bitch.
What a pussy. It's like you can kill a deer and gut it with no reaction, but then you kill a mouse, you got a little bit of a little bellyache. Bellyache?
Yeah.
Won't you come in my...
Oh, so you don't eat it, so you feel queasy? So you get queasy over something you're not excited to eat? Start eating rats then, and you won't feel so queasy.
You know, in the movie Avatar, whenever the main blue guy, the main Avatar, kills something accidentally, well, not on accident, he was defending himself,
right.
And then the girl Avatar comes up to him, and they have to like say a little saying, like thanking the animal.
He goes, I'll sympathize.
And they like thank the animal for
like
its
a baby.
Yeah. They like thank it for its meat or whatever they're going to use.
Yeah.
I wish that somebody could prove some kind of afterlife, like hardcore. That way we knew that we had to do that shit. That would be really freaking cool.
Yeah.
You have to, every time you kill something, you got to like say a little chant. It would really put us into like some kind of fantasy realm.
Yeah.
A lot of Dungeons and Dragons people would like really love life then.
Yeah.
If it was real.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd probably do the best. Do you think people that play Dungeons and Dragons would be better in like the afterlife or apocalypse life?
No.
Because you know why? There's no elves or Gorthaxes or whatever the fuck.
Of all apocalypse theories, I think ogres and elves are very far at the bottom of the list of any kind of apocalypse.
I saw Bright, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not apocalypse, though. That's just a different world.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you never saw, you obviously didn't.
I mean, I definitely saw it. I didn't know. Did it say this is not Earth in the beginning? I didn't think so.
You my best friend.
Maybe a different dimension, bruh.
Speaking of dimensions,
Blue Orcs dimension.
The TikToks that you've been sent, that you sent me over the weekend of the man in South America who has been, he claims that he is living in the future, but he's posting in the present.
Yeah.
And he's the only person around. And all of his TikToks are like very populated areas with no people in them. Super eerie.
Well, yeah, he woke up in a hospital and all the dates on all of the digital devices say 2027. So can you blame the guy for thinking he's in 2027 when there's no life on Earth? Not a bird, not an ant, not a person, not a girl. Girls are people too. In 2027. But it's too late. They're all dead.
If he's the only guy living, do you believe it? Do you think he's living in another dimension, or do you think he's tricking the world with his TikToks?
Well, I need to watch. I need to follow him on TikTok is what I need to do and look up more of the videos, because there's people that are saying, okay, if you really are in the year 2027 all by yourself, go to this car dealership, get in this car, and drive down this road and see if you don't see anybody. And he does.
Yeah, but okay, so yeah. So he has people commenting on his TikTok saying, go to these locations where they think that they're going to be completely loaded with people. Mm-hmm. And he shows a video of him going to the location. Nobody's there.
Right.
And he just randomly gets into a car at a car dealership.
Yeah. So
that one is funky, but here's what I think was made me be skeptical about it. Mm-hmm. There's a random car key on a table, like it's just like meant for him to pick up. It just looks too played out. It's like I feel like this guy's like a billionaire's kid and just like asks to rent out these spaces.
But don't you think someone would catch on to that? They're like, wait, what the heck? I can't go into this part of the city? No, some kid's doing a TikTok. Oh man, okay. See you later. And then they go home and they're not watching that TikTok. Because you know your phone's listening to you. They know they're going to send you right to the account. Yeah. You guys are listening. You're going to see the account as soon as you get out of your car from listening to the podcast, and you go in and you're waiting for your oil to be changed at freaking Hyundai, and then you're going to watch this video.
These TikToks are what we're talking about.
Yep.
If you don't want to find the TikTok, because I don't even know what the TikTok is, there's a guy on YouTube. It's like, oh my gosh, G-O-R.
No, that's the person that was doing the YouTube video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they just want to like see the clip real quick, it's oh my gosh TV on YouTube. He does a whole video about it. And it's very, very silly.
Yeah, it's a little odd, but I don't think that's what 2027 would look like if there's no people. So let's think about all of the things we know about the future, which is nothing. Let's say Revelation happens and everybody gets sucked up into heaven except for what, one guy. There's one guy that was a sinner in 2027. You're telling me porn doesn't exist in 2027 except for there was one guy. One guy watched porn all of 2027, got left behind. God didn't suck him up into heaven. He was watching too much porn. He didn't get sucked up into heaven.
I know who it was.
Who?
The guy watching porn.
What?
I know. It was that freaking kid you went to church camp with who admitted to everybody he was watching porn.
So that guy's making the TikToks.
Yep.
Whoa. Hot take. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he definitely watched a lot of porn above me in the top bunk. And if there's anybody that deserved to get left behind in the rapture, I would say it's him because he masturbated above me, and I don't want that to ever happen again. I never want a man to masturbate above me ever again. Honestly. Is that too much to ask?
No, I don't think so.
You my best friend.
So this guy's claiming he's the last guy on Earth.
Yeah.
If that's the end of the world, how do you think everybody dies?
That's what I was just talking about. I was just saying the rapture happened, apparently.
Everybody just gets sucked up.
Everybody gets sucked. Everybody gets sucked except for one guy.
Sign me up.
They get sucked by the Holy Ghost straight up into heaven. Except for one man, because he was watching too much porn.
Dang.
Too much of heaven.
I think that's a good message to send to our listeners to maybe cut back on the porn.
Yeah.
Because you cut back on the porn,
and God won't cut you out.
Yeah.
If you cut out porn, God won't cut you out of his kingdom of heaven.
Cut back on the porn and have a longer lasting erection. Cut back on the porn and have a longer, stronger, harder, longer lasting erection. For God.
Cut back on the porn and have an everlasting relationship with God.
That's it.
Correct.
That's it. That's how you win.
Yeah, dude.
Unless you want to keep watching porn, and then you're going to be stuck on Earth with that guy making TikToks in 2027.
With all the porn.
Are people still going to be making TikToks in 2027 anyway?
Nah.
No, I don't think so.
No.
We're all going to be like, what's the next thing?
Rim job?
I think so. Everybody's going to be giving rim jobs on the internet. That's why everybody's going to not be watching
honestly,
porn.
Like eventually, we're going to be so sick of like technology that we're going to have to revert back to like our anatomy to entertain us. So instead of like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all these things, we're going to like log on to Rim Job, and that's what we're going to do all day.
All day from our phones.
It's like, are you 18 and up? Yes. Rim Job? Sign me up.
If we don't get sucked up into heaven, there's probably going to be some kind of zombie apocalypse / possession apocalypse.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really necessarily believe in zombies, but let's say everybody gets possessed by demons or something, similar to a rapture.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad people are going to be... Actually, no, sorry. The good people will be possessed.
Mm-hmm.
Because the good people, their souls will go straight up to heaven.
Oh, okay. So soul's gone.
But their body will be filled with something evil.
Yeah.
And it'll be just like zombies.
Yeah.
But not. It's more like demons.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody who's like kind of not good, kind of shitty, kind of evil,
mm-hmm.
they're going to be down here and they have to fight off the bad things.
Yeah.
So they're already shitty.
Yeah.
And they have to fight off these even shittier
It's
things.
like a shit fight.
It's a shit storm.
Yeah.
So
So
I really hope I make it up into heaven. But if I don't, it's just like planning for a zombie invasion.
what do you think? Like, so do dogs get sucked up into heaven too?
Yeah.
Like dog souls and wild boar souls and jaguar souls and honey badger souls.
Yep.
Ant souls.
Yep.
Even my aunt.
Your auntie?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Even after the
speaking of your auntie.
Even after that happened. Even after her
I want to show everybody this again.
Even after you sponsored her whole.
Yeah. I love that she let me sponsor her whole. If you're listening to this through Spotify right now, if you watch our YouTube, I have a special sign that I actually got from Poppy's auntie. I did sponsor her whole. It's an official sign. It's literally made out of plastic.
Yeah. Rim job? And
maybe.
Yeah. So what would be okay, since their souls are since wild boar, grizzly, water buffalo, goose, kudu's souls are rose up into heaven and their soul and then their bodies are taken over by demons. What is the meanest animal demon?
Well, I think it's already started. Komodo dragons are the only things right now that are filled with something fucking evil.
Have you seen the way they fight? They bite each other's necks while belly bumping.
I'm not, I don't really have a whole lot of hatred towards Komodo dragons. But
no, we don't hate them.
But one of my closest friends, Brandon,
hates them.
Hates them.
Why?
Because he says they're evil, and I trust him. So,
well, where does he get this fact?
Well, he watched a couple internet videos of Komodo dragons devouring deer. He hates them.
Okay,
hates
that one. That surprises me. I didn't know there were Komodo dragons near deer.
Yeah.
I knew there were Komodo dragons near and dear to my heart until you just said that.
Yeah.
And now I don't think I can trust them. I mean, okay, you're going to see me walk up to a Komodo dragon. And because you're saying that deer have walked up to Komodo dragons like saying, "Hey, what's up? You know what's up? I'm a deer. I got good nose, bad eyesight." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm counting on that bad eyesight."
And I don't think it was a normal deer. I think it was a little baby deer.
Baby deer.
And there's just 6 Komodo dragons just.
So what? So what? Now he hates Labrador retrievers.
Yeah.
So if
I guarantee you, there's 2 things that Brandon hates. It's Komodo dragons and Labrador retrievers. So me just being a good friend, fuck Komodo dragons too.
Okay. Komodo dragon versus Brandon. Who's going to win?
Well,
because hatred doesn't win all wars.
Well, my friend Brandon can do 68 push-ups in a minute.
In a minute? 68 push-ups in a minute?
Yes.
What's he do with the rest of his day?
He recovers to do the minute of push-ups the next
He
day.
just keeps doing 68 push-ups a minute for the rest of his life.
He ices his chest and recovers and gets ready for the next day.
Yeah, and he goes to Smoothie King to get a gladiator
We're
protein
getting
shake.
off. We're getting off topic. Basically,
Komodo dragons could take out the Brandon.
during the rapture, if you're bad, if you're good,
You get turned into
Your
a
soul
Komodo
goes to-
dragons.
that's it. If you're good, your soul goes to heaven. They turn your body into a Komodo dragon to kill all the bad people on Earth.
Because the Komodo dragons on Earth are what used to be like angels on Earth. Then their souls got taken up to heaven, like Enoch, and then their bodies got taken over by demons and got turned into Komodo dragons.
That's it. Basically, when the end of the world happens, the good people, their souls leave their body. Everybody turns into Komodo dragons to kill the bad people.
Komodo dragons.
The bad people go and burn in hell.
Yeah. Komodo dragons and chihuahuas are demons on Earth.
I saw a Chihuahua today. It was very, very kind. But I
Was
know
it?
that motherfucker was just scheming. I know that little guy was just literally faking it.
Yeah. You know he's like a little chihuahua scheming whenever he's like looking at you, and then you go, oh hey, he goes, "Arr." He raises that one tooth. You can see his one tooth. Anytime a chihuahua's on a lap, he's gonna bite somebody. Every time.
How many Chihuahuas do you think you could delimb in an hour?
Honestly, okay.
You have 1 hour to cut off all of the limbs of Chihuahuas.
Okay, now am I in a room with like endless chihuahuas
Yes.
in there? Like it's just a very large room with chihuahuas?
One
'Cause
Chihuahua
eventually.
per 30 seconds.
Okay, well, what? Oh, like a wave.
Yes, you're in a white room. There's a window on the wall, and every 30 seconds, a new Chihuahua comes out.
And then 2 chihuahuas, then 3 chihuahuas, then 4 chihuahuas. How many waves of chihuahuas can I go through? And delimb them. I would say if that's the system, I got like, I'd start getting wore out by like 16 chihuahuas. You know how hard it is to delimb an animal that's still alive?
No, how hard is it?
I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't have any experience with it, but I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Around 16, you'd start getting tired, and then it would just overflow. I feel like the room would fill up with Chihuahuas, and you would die of oxygen before. Because that's a lot, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. So, am I in a room or a bubble? Because if I'm in
you're in a
like
cube.
if I'm in a cube, and let's say there's only so much oxygen in the cube, then the more chihuahuas that come in, the harder it is to breathe. The more they have smaller lungs, they don't need as much oxygen to attack me. I'm starting to wear out.
Yeah.
Now, if it was, so let's say I could probably kill 16 to 17 waves of chihuahuas and delimb them. But these are only if they're demon chihuahuas, by the way. Yes?
Sometimes when I ask you questions about you killing animals, sometimes I just like to think about you just killing animals.
How does that make you feel?
Honestly, really, really good. But I'm glad I'm glad you really play into it. You really give me the answers.
My other thing,
I love interviewing you about this.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know how earlier we were talking, like as soon as we started the podcast, we were talking about how much more fun it is to rap acting like you're gay. I kind of like to live my life I don't get to like kill animals on a daily basis. I don't really want to, but it is a little more fun to pretend that,
You're an animal killer.
I could be.
Yeah.
It's not that
It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. It's like, do I want to drive down the streets shooting everybody with an Uzi? No. But
on the game.
I like to pretend to.
Yeah. And it's kind of like when you go to a bar and you start to get a little tipsy, which I don't get tipsy because I'm a man. I get drunk. But starting to get a little drunk, looking around the bar, and I go, think he's about that action? Nah. And you just pretend that you could probably beat up everybody at the bar, but you never start a fight.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I could beat up all these guys. Hey, man. Hey, you know
But
what
do
we
you
should
actually want to do it?
No, but it's fun to think about it.
But it's fun to convince yourself.
And so for me, it's fun to think about a conveyor belt filled with chihuahuas, and they keep slowly going in and they just keep 4, 5, 6, and I'm just, whacking at them.
Yeah. It's fun to put yourself.
Taking a whack at them.
It's fun to put yourself in those hypothetical challenges.
Now, what's an animal you couldn't kill?
Hippopotamus.
What? Oh, I could kill a hippo.
You couldn't.
Oh, I'm not saying what couldn't you kill, like as in ability. I'm saying as in morally, what can you not kill?
Oh, morally? Man.
Because like chihuahuas are like the devil dogs.
Yeah.
Not that I actually couldn't kill a chihuahua, but like, for the sake of the game.
Yeah. I don't think I could kill a cat.
Really?
If the cat was being aggressive and like really hurt me at first, I could be like, okay, you don't have a soul. But just a normal good house cat.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing has to be aggressive at me first, I think.
Yeah. 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 So like my line, it starts from like super killable, like way up here, and I'm working my way down to like not killable. Like my line, like deer is kind of a little fuzzy. Like like certain deer I don't want to kill, but like chipmunk, no problem. You know what I mean? Squirrel, no problem. Rabbit, no problem. Honey badger, no problem. Goose, no problem.
A swan.
I could kill a swan. Have you ever seen how fucking mean a swan is? That's the bird version of a demon. The bird version of a demon is a swan.
Yeah.
Fact.
They're bad.
They are bad. They're mean.
They'll flog you.
It's like a new pair of
They
underwear.
will flog you.
I'm pretty sure that's the term. It's when they try to
No, it
drown
is.
you.
When they try to drown you?
Yeah.
No, that's just when they beat up against you with their wings and slap you with their little feet.
Yeah, I thought they did that like in the water.
Drowning. They try to drown you in the water.
Yeah,
they flog you on land.
Right.
Like flogging Molly. Like to flog a Molly. You know what I mean? Like the drug.
Yeah. You got to beat the shit out of it with a swan. But it's funny when we always put ourselves in these hypothetical situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I read an article recently about these 3 men who snuck on, I don't know. Okay, so I can't remember what the part of the boat it is, but let's picture a giant like cruise ship.
The booty.
The front of the cruise ship on the bottom. That's the bow on the bottom. That like the part that cuts through the water.
Neck.
I have no idea. But anyway, it's down at the bottom. It's at the base of the water.
The bridge.
I think it's called
It's like the bridge of your nose. It cuts through the water like that.
probably. I have no idea. I don't think so. But I read an article recently where these 3 men, somewhere, I think it was in Africa, snuck on the tip of this boat down there at the bottom, like at the base of it's not really a place for people to stay.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are in the boat. They're on the outside of the boat, just dealing with weather and water, and they're just sitting on this little like part of the boat that cuts through the water.
Yeah.
They did it for 10 days straight.
Yeah.
Surviving just hanging onto the boat, sitting there, dealing with the weather, the cold, no food, shitting and pissing in the wind. They did this for 10 days. Get to the port, and then they get deported. So all this work, this physical challenge they did for nothing. And I'm thinking in my head, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
I bet I could do 10 days. I'm thinking, I'm putting myself in this hypothetical situation. It's only 10 days.
Well, here's the
You
difference.
just got to deal with being soaking wet the whole time with two other dudes,
Pissing in the wind.
no food or water,
Yeah. No problem.
smashed by waves.
Not
That's a
thing.
physical challenge I want to put myself in.
Yeah? Dude, maybe that'll be the new season of Survivor. Let's email them. Say, next season of Survivor is on the front of a cruise ship where the anchor is.
Me and you should try to get on Survivor.
You and I? Dude. I know one thing. If I was on the front of that cruise ship, like in that little porthole or whatever, the little blowhole of cruise ship on Carnival, I would do better than they did because you said they were shitting and pissing in the wind. I would just piss with and shit with the wind. Like, let it work for me. I'm not gonna shit into the wind and it come back and hit me. It's like, that's ridiculous. Why would I do that?
So I just looked at it, and here's a picture. So 3 men traveled 4,000 miles from Nigeria to the Canary Islands on the ship's, it's called a runner blade. This is what it looks like. That's where they hung out at the whole time.
That's lower, closer to the water than I expected.
Yeah. 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 So,
Dude, I watched
they're
that
in
movie.
The shit the whole time.
Dude, that's crazy because I watched that movie.
What was the movie?
Runner Blade.
Runner Blade.
Yeah.
That's action-packed movie.
It's kind of weird. He just kind of like walks around a lot and just kind of like, it's a great movie visually. Lots of water.
Dude, did you watch Bullet Train?
No, I didn't watch Bullet Train. Is it awesome? What's it about?
I'm not telling you.
Is that what the movie is? Bullet Boat.
I'm not going to tell you.
Man
what the movie
versus
is.
Sea.
But before we close the podcast, I'm just going to shout out Bullet Train for everybody to give it a watch. Do you have any announcements you want to say for the podcast?
I think one, I'd outlast. Okay. One, respect to people from Nigeria. You know why? Because they're tough.
Tough as shit.
They're tough. They run fast. And honestly, I mean, just athleticism. That's just pure athleticism. If you think that staying on the front of a runner blade of a cruise ship has nothing to do with athleticism, I can't watch sports around you anymore.
Sorry, no more rugby nights for us.
No, I mean, those guys, they should have been on a team in the World Cup. I mean, imagine how much heart they have just to go to another place. They're like, Nigeria, nah, it's not good. Somewhere else, much better.
Then they get deported back.
Then they get deported back. They're like, not as good again.
So someone needs to keep an eye on them. If
Right.
they do make it, if they finally get their paperwork together and are able to make it somewhere else, that's hard.
Yeah. The next thing they're going to try to ride up is a beach ball. They're going to ride a beach ball all the way up. Where do they go to? Nigeria to where?
Canary Islands.
Oh, yeah. The Canary Islands, you're just going to see them, and then that beach ball is going to pop right before the shark's going to, they're going to have to wrestle a shark.
Eat them alive.
That'd be insane, dude.
Unfortunately.
So, sharks, I don't believe they're the demons of the sea, though.
No.
I think the demons of the sea are those horny little dolphins that are always trying to bang women at SeaWorld and shit.
Just trying to rape them, yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. I was going to say stingrays because they killed Steve Irwin,
Dude,
but I think
fuck
that's
that,
I
dude.
think that's just one bad egg. Man.
It's like, no, it's like kind of like that's kind of like a Lucifer fish because like they say Lucifer is like real pretty, but not so nice.
Not so nice.
And so like a stingray is like a pretty little angel fish, you know what I'm saying? Like has little wings.
What to take away from this podcast? Stop watching porn. During the rapture. Good luck.
Don't get near a Komodo dragon.
And if you are stowed away on a cruise ship on a runner blade, make sure you have your proper paperwork whenever you show up. Or you will get deported.
Honestly, that's probably all it was.
They probably
all
dropped
it
their
was.
paperwork being stuck out there for 10 days.
Yeah, probably. It just got wet. Couldn't read it.
Everybody give us a follow on Instagram. It's Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. And we will see everybody next week.